Let's have a thought experiment, shall we? Let's begin, class. Assume arguendo that I've just appointed you my terror czar. And I don't mean preventing terror, I mean exacting it, causing it, and directing it towards an enemy. I want you to think like a terrorist. What would you concentrate on? Now, as far as me, that's easy. Put me in control of the weather. Do you have any idea what I could do to a city, a state, even a country if I could control its weather? Since time immemorial, man has wanted to figure a way how to control his own weather. And what could I use to attempt that? HAARP. HAARP. Mention HAARP to the right people and they'll know exactly what you're referring to. HAARP is an acronym for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Google it. What an incredible concept. Look what then Defense Secretary William Cohen said in 1997 about the history of weather control. And I'm not talking cloud seeding. Go ahead, Google it. Do some research. Then in 2010, a Russian political scientist accused the U.S. directly of climate change. And it's all there. The studies, the accusations, the reports, articles, they've been on the internet for years, right before your very eyes, and thousands of folks have researched it for years. But the Ted Baxter sock puppet media haven't been given the green light by the feds to utter a word about it. And you haven't heard anything, have you? Remember, they're repeaters, not reporters. In my hypothetical, I'd unleash a contingent of scientists investigating the effects of fracking when done in critical tectonic areas. Think what you could do and what would happen if I could focus the right energy to initiate a tsunami. Talk about plausible deniability, not to mention the effects on futures markets if I knew what was coming down the pike. Remember one thing, if you could think of it, someone already has, and it's being developed. If Hollywood's ever touched on the subject, even in some fantasy episode, it's on the drawing board somewhere. Weather control is an area that's been untapped. And I can't emphasize enough how the Ted Baxter sock puppet mainstream media care nothing about this unless it's approved for comment. Imagine no wars, just the full force, the full faith and credit of Mother Nature directed at a hostile, targeted group. And when Wall Street sees this, imagine the chance of these asset-stripping globalist bank kleptocrats leveling the country, offering bailout rescue money, and then buying the country in a fire sale along with all its natural assets for a song, all if you could control weather. Oh, guess what? We already can. Comment as you see fit.